Back in 2018, the movie landscape was in the middle of revolution. Streaming services were still finding their identity. Netflix was no longer just a place to streaming TV shows. It was slowly becoming a new home for cinema. But as with every new thing in our society, it was met with skepticism. Traditional moviegoers didn't take streaming films seriously. To them, a movie was a real cinema unless it was on a big screen.
Now it's like it plays in the theater 40 days and then all the streaming channels get it simultaneously. Well, that's not the industry I signed up for. That's television. That's just television. Now, if you're making television, well, that's fucking great. But if I'm making a movie that's supposed to work in a theater with an audience, that they all have a collective experience, that's not good enough.
Fast forward to now, and streaming services dominate our living rooms. But during that awkward transition between theaters and streaming, many great films slipped through the crack, unnoticed, uncelebrated, and unfairly forgotten. And one of those films is Outlaw King. A movie that quietly arrived, delivered a powerful story, and vanished almost as quickly. Outlaw King, directed by David Mackenzie, is not just another historical epic. It is a brutal, emotional, and beautifully crafted film that captures the soul of rebellion, loyalty, and sacrifices. Yet, despite its scale and authenticity, it never received the recognition it truly deserved. Partly because it was on Netflix. But here is the thing, Outlaw King isn't just any medieval epic. It is the spiritual successor, the hidden sequel to one of the greatest historical films ever made, Braveheart. Before Outlaw King, there was Braveheart, the timeless tale of Scottish hero William Wallace, portrayed and directed by Mel Gibson. Released in 1995, it was a cinematic thunderstorm. Raw emotion, heroic tragedy, and unforgettable imagery. Braveheart didn't just tell history, it made history. The cinematography was breathtaking, painting Scotland's misty highlands as a land of myth and defiance. The music by James Horner captured the soul of rebellion, and the battle sequence remained some of the most emotional ever filmed. But what made Braveheart truly special wasn't just its action, it was its heart. You didn't need to be Scottish to feel Wallace's pain. You felt his freedom, his rage, his sacrifices. Mel Gibson's direction made you believe in the cause. Every frame, every line, every cry of freedom felt like a pulse of human emotion.
I mean, you understood these people. There's real characters on the page. And it was my job to strive to make those characters even more real and very relatable to. I mean, if an audience can't relate to its characters, I mean, forget it. So that from that standpoint, I don't think they should be alienated at all. It's very human and very, for the epicness of it.
In 2018, the rebellion continues. Not through Wallace, but through Robert the Bruce, portrayed by Chris Pine. If Braveheart was the spark of revolution, Outlaw King is about its weight. The burden of leadership, the cost of freedom, the making of a king. David Mackenzie approached the story differently. Where Gibson used emotion and myth, Mackenzie uses realism and humanity.
The film that we've just done, Outlaw King, the story of Robert the Bruce. I've known this story all my life, and we've been working on the script for about 7 or 8 years, and reading the history and going to the places and talking to historians and delving beneath the obvious and looking and just looking wherever we can to try and find the information to make it happen. So
Outlaw King doesn't romanticize war. It shows the mud, the blood, the exhaustion, and the moral compromise. This isn't about a flawless hero. It is about a man who must become one. Robert the Bruce is not the fearless rebel. He is a leader torn between duty and conscience. The film shows that to build a nation, sometimes you must sacrifice your peace, your morality, and even your soul. So, if you ever felt the roar of freedom in Braveheart, you owe it to yourself to witness the echo, the continuation in Outlaw King. Because history didn't end with William Wallace. It lived on through Robert the Bruce. And maybe this is a sequel you didn't know about.